I love Grenadier. You know, the tower in TDX that Command and Conquer shamelessly stole 31 years ago. Yeah, this guy. Oh, he's just hot. He's just the stuff. You know what? Okay, he's good in general, but in PvP, you need him. I'm going to be realistic here. He is actually amazing. And, you know, we'll go through it. And, you know, I have proof that he's amazing. I have like 2-factor authentication of proof. Okay? I'll throw that in somewhere later. You know how good this guy is? I see Grenadier in my dreams. Okay, so you know, why the hell is this guy really good? Okay, well, first of all, this guy's a 2-in-1 and he works throughout the entire game. Now, okay, look, listen, I know I made the Golden Ranger video and I was like, bro, this thing's gonna be goated for PvP. And then PvP drops and everything has like 50% golden resistance, so Ghost kind of outperformed it by quite a bit. But look, let's put that to one side, okay? Everyone makes an oopsie now again. I have no insider information as much as I'd like to wish I have. He's cheap as hell, first of all. In the shop, he's like 2k gold or some shit, where anyone can buy him. He's also got a slightly elevated line of sight, so he can throw over obstacles as long as they're not insanely tall. He also gets stealth detection at 3x, which is pretty good, and also a max on bottom. And you know, bottom path stuns enemies that don't have the ignore stun stat. You're mainly gonna use top path for low to mid health enemies that are like, you know, coming in absolute crowds. He's the absolute king at wiping those out. And you know, the ability also reduces enemy resistances and boss resistances by a percentage. It deals damage as well. Wow. By the way, you should totally subscribe. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers. I love you. Okay, all right, let's go. Of course, Crunchman. Nice. We're gonna be testing this live on the field. We're gonna actually go into PvP because what the is the point of me making this video if I'm just gonna go into like endless or some shit to show you this? That has no effect. Is that SpongeBob? I'm also using a loadout that I never use, so no one can watch this video, find me in PvP, and then go, oh, wait, I know this guy's strategy, and then I lose every single game. That can't happen. So that's really neat. I like that. I'm not going to get Grenadier for a while because with you know, yes, it excels at crowds, but with the first sort of few fodder and eco that gets sent, you should probably use something more suitable like Ghost. I'll cut when something interesting happens. All right, terrific. Okay, right, finally far enough for me to actually talk about Grenadier, the GOAT. However, I am gonna completely anticipate a missile bot rush just in case. Look, I know some people right now are looking at this and going, Ghost is stealth. You kind of just wasted your money there. I'm gonna use EDJ and Grenadier, so that's kind of like the issue. Anyway, here's Grenadier. So first things first. Oh my god, set him to random, please. He's a splash damage tower. If he aims at the first thing at the front, he's not going to do a whole lot of splash damage now, is he? In terms of the first upgrade, so you see this is reload time and range. However, this is damage and splash radius. You want that. The whole point about this guy is we want splash radius. The next upgrade, you'd want the extra range and the reload time, because the next upgrade there, for cheaper than this, is more damage, higher splash range, and a faster reload time, which again, we definitely need. And then you're going to want the extra shrapnel, because, you know, damage, range, which is a lot more cost efficient than this. All this does is give you hidden detection. Now, that's what I'm going to go for. So far, we spent 3.7k, 16.8 DPS, 3.5 splash. Not bad. Not bad. See these guys? Toxic Waste 2, Star Grenade, go. Problem solved. You can just reduce resistances for a dirt cheap price of 6.7k. Look at that. 33... It's 32 DPS, but because I got an EDG there. You get 64 damage a throw, 3.5 splash. So, not bad. It is currently wave 14, which means that if mages were sent, I could actually counter that, which is pretty neat stuff. I wouldn't be struggling so much because I usually get a bomb path, but I'm trying to talk at the same time and it's hurting my head. Anyway, the thing about this ability as well is it actually deals damage. You get 80 damage. You get 3 DPS for 25 seconds of burn, which, to be honest with you, it is pretty useless. And a splash radius of 4. And the neat thing about this is, while this is quite by definition random, you can choose where to throw this. So there's nothing random about when you use this. You can specifically target an enemy, which is pretty hot stuff. Yeah, so all that for 6.7k, mind you. Now, if I did have an opponent who was mage rushing right now, I would be able to counter that. And, you know, to be honest with you, just to be extra safe, I would have a second one. That's not needed, because SpongeBob over here is not rushing me. And in fact, I can predict his whole entire strategy from that, and I know how to counter him later on. Neat. Yeah, the style grenade is the most cost-efficient upgrade that you can buy. So you're gonna want to beeline for that when you can. Oh, there's also a really weird thing with the style upgrade icon. So if you max it to the X13 flash, it stays as the style grenade upgrade icon. However, if you place it down and max it with Control E, then the icon is of the X13 flash grenade. So there's a weird bug which I'm gonna point out, I guess, because hey, it's there. At max, the ability, to be honest with you, you don't really buy max. If you really want the crowd control, you're sort of going to want to spam 4-2s because, god damn it, they're just so great, man. They're actually just so good. But when you do max it, you're going to be purely maxing it just for the ability upgrade, which, by the way, do not beeline for max upgrades on Grenadier. Don't do that. It's stupid. It's expensive. You only do that for later on. This has never been so fast in my life. It's not even on 1.5 speed. All right, so with bottom path here, it focuses more on stunning rather than splash and DPS. Be aware of enemies that can't be stunned. See that? Boss 2 cannot be stunned, so I'm going to set this thing to a weakest so it can actually throw at things that can be stunned. Look at that. Wow. Anyway, this guy stuns for a duration of 0.6 seconds, which, you know, it doesn't look like it's a lot, but it really is quite beneficial. It has a max target hit of 3, 19.8 DPS for 3.7k. Which later on, bottom pass is very good. And, you know, even early, like now, it's also pretty good. You're either going to want just one or a few of these guys down. You're either going to want to set them, like with the targeting, it's very dependent. You know, it can be strongest, it can be weakest, or random. It kind of just depends on the situation. For now, I'm just going to have it on strongest. Yeah, look at these guys. 15% bullet resistance, absolutely melted off to 0. And I did that for 6.7k. Nice. The 2-4 stun. First things first, actually, I'm another little bit of an inconsistency. The grenade he's holding and throws is the same one in the icon from the 3rd level, and the upgrade icon on the 4th level is the grenade he throws on level 3. So they swapped the icons around, which is strange, and I don't know why they did that, but sure thing, pal. He's not going to try to push of any sort. No, he's not. How's SpongeBob doing? Nice. He's crits in Golden Juggernaut. Okay, well, I still know how to counter that, so it's wraps. Nice. And nothing died. That's the other thing. When that guy blows up, he deals about 400 damage. 2-4 Grenadier and 4-2 have enough HP to survive that. I mean, I have shield here. Nothing would have died if I didn't. But, you know, it's always nice to know that. Yeah, 0.85 stun duration, a splash radius of 4, max target hits of 4. Not bad. Actually, not bad. 37.4 DPS for 7.4k. Genuinely pretty good. Except, again, be aware of enemies that cannot be stunned, such as the, holy shit, it is hard to see anything. Such as the boss 2 here, which cannot be stunned, and Resurrected Slammer and bosses, and some other enemies here and there. You know what, actually, I am just going to straight up max these out. It does mean I'm at a disadvantage if my guy pushes me, and if I lose on camera, I'm going to crash out. But we should probably be fine. Anyway, as you look here, max, first of all, the thing with the style grenade, I said is completely true. The ability here is this icon, but it's this icon. No idea how that works. Anyway, the ability now has 250 damage, 30 burn DPS for 25 seconds, which is pretty useless. Enemy damage resistance is reduced by 20%, and then boss damage resistance is reduced by 10%. That's really good. And now the neat part about the style grenade ability and the napalm is when you throw it, see that fire that's lingering? Anything that walks into that fire takes the debuffs. So that's really neat. He probably won't do a push. Nah, he's not going to do a push. Crunchman over there, the first order SpongeBob, he won't do a push. Anyway, I mean, it is 110 DPS for 212k. Sorry? That would be insane for 21.2k. Pretty neat. The cost efficiency is slightly worse than 2-4. So you'd more or less just want one of these guys for the ability. Maybe 2 if you want to permanently be able to kind of stack them in a way. Like you throw one and then you throw another in a successful volley. So everything just eventually has its resistances reduced, which is pretty nice. Bottom path EDJ also has... Oh, it doesn't say here. Well, it does. I'm telling you it does. Any abilities have a slightly faster recharge time or cooldown. Anyway, for bottom path here, I'm going to max it out. We get stealth detection. Max target hit goes from 4 to 5. Damage increase, but the stun duration, that's the thing we want, is now 1.35 seconds. That's insane. I'm actually kind of getting worried about my eco. Anyway, I can reduce his collision resistance if I really want to. I don't know what that'll do. Behemoth will clean this guy up. As long as he doesn't do a push. What a nice guy. He's not pushing me back. He's going to do ascending rush, isn't he? Anyway, oh, by the way, I strongly recommend with PvP, learn how the game works. Please don't follow strategies. You're not learning the game, first of all. And second of all, someone can just look at that strategy, go, oh, well, I can just counter that during this section with this enemy. Easy win. So, use your head. Invent your own things. Be original. The thing that I love about PvP, bro, I've been playing this shit non-stop for like 4 days now. The thing that I absolutely love about PvP is how it's balanced. Everything can be countered. There is a counter to everything. There is not a definitive map. Anyway, yeah. Stun duration of 1.35, max targets hits of 5, splash radius of 4. You get one of these thrown every 2.5 seconds, but I've got an EDJ, so it's 2.27. He can be spammed! Congratulations, you have a bait tower. What you can do extremely later on is see how I've got shield here? So you can place like more shields, like just around. Spam grenadiers inside of them, and then max them out on bottom path. Set them to random, and then not only will any sent bosses spend most of their time just trying to kill the grenadiers, but any... Are we for real, bro? I can counter that, bro. They have so much range, it's insane. Bro, Behemoth level 5 ignores the fucking laser resistance. This isn't gonna work, bro. Alright, well, at least I know what kind of a guy this is. Anyway, see that? Those resistances, let's lower that straight the f down. Anyway, wow, I am absolutely walking through this wave. As long as he doesn't send another bot tank, I should be fine. Hopefully he doesn't realize that right now I'm extremely vulnerable. Nice. Anyway, this is what I was on about with, you know, all the strats can be countered. Bro, always have a bot tank in your loadout, by the way. It's so punishing for players who are solely relying on... Like right now, I am purely relying on these behemoths for DPS. It's pretty punishing to use it. So yeah, a beautiful strategy you can do is place shields around. Have like either spam grenadiers inside of it or max them out. Like bottom path, set them to random. So not only do they spam stun every single piece of fodder that spawns in, but they will also be targeted by bosses because not only are they expensive enough, they're also fucking everywhere. It reduces the chances of your actual, you know, DPS at the back of the map being targeted. And there's only 2 instances where a boss completely stops moving in TDX. And that is when it is either frozen or if it's doing an attack. Most of the attacks of the super heavy bosses later on, they're pretty close quarters, so they won't use them. And instead of not using them, they will just waddle down the path until they eventually breach to your back end and then start using those. And then, well, you're kind of f***ed at that point. So it technically stalls bosses. Very technically, Grenadier will stall bosses. So that's a pretty neat 2-in-1. The thing that kills you during a boss rush isn't actually the boss. It's all the fodder creeping up, okay? And the thing about Grenadier is if you have... Oh my god, that's loud. If you have like a ton of them, just max bottom path, random, they will stun and group them up, and it will buy you so much time. And I mean, I guess you could argue they chip away at the health as well, but that's not really by a whole lot. But they will stack them up and completely... It will have a big impact, okay? You'll be able to survive just a tad bit longer during that, you know, end part where it's kind of like just outlive your opponent. Anyway, here's a king and queen. 25% laser resistance. Not anymore. 15%, baby. And of course, that also worked on queen because she walked into the fire. Anyway, why would you send that? What a weirdo. I've never seen anyone send that. I'm not even doing a bit. This is the first time I'm playing PvP and someone has sent GLaDOS. Okay, anyway, really? This is just gonna be countered. This is such a useless rush he's doing. What's a Gestalt gonna do? What the fuck is SpongeBob doing? Bro, he's struggling on king and he's trying to do a push. What are we doing, dog? Anyway, I'm actually gonna sell these off because I don't need these anymore. Is that a bot tank? He did the bot tank rush way too late and that's punished him and I win. Terrific. Yeah, nice bot tank rush, bro. That was a juicy rush. Anyway, I know like for right now, I'm not exactly using Grenadier, and that's because I just want to focus on pure DPS. I want to completely crunch down on DPS right now, and then I'll hopefully make it far enough to, what's his face, Captain Slime when he naturally spawns in, and then I'll kind of show you just how cracked Grenadier comes during that. Yeah, okay, after double, triple checking all of my notes, which I will, of course, as per usual, show in all its glory at the end of the video. I have covered everything. I'm gonna practice what I preach. And also, for any of you right now who are, so far have gotten through this and have gone, wow, man, this is bullshit, bro. Who would even use this?
Just go with mustache for a minute. Just get...
I have with like shorter stubble mustache. I should just grow all of it out and then get big bushy mustache. Because the rest of it's pretty patchy, but this has always been solid up here.
I want to perfectly shave all of the gray beard out
and just see the weird pattern of like dark that's
Fluid and only leaves the dark hair.
I like it. Flashes of hair here and there. It's like, there's a dark one. That's a cape. It's like gold member.
When are they gonna make another one of those?
I don't know. I've had a weird. YouTube's algorithm has decided that that Austin Powers is what I want in my life right now. I've had a weird amount of Austin Powers recommendations in the last like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, those recommendations are sticky as hell. It just really latches on.
I don't know why, but Austin Powers has been all over my timeline lately.
Who would even use this? Oh, hey, well, look at this. 25% laser resistance. Nice, 15. Also, bait. Go, 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 go. Nice. Well, that's pretty easy. Anyway, this guy... Oh, wait, I need to do that again. Hey, mate. Bot tanks, really? Oh, man, if only I could, like, change the targeting of things. Anyway, how's SpongeBob doing over here? You know what? In PvP, usually I just completely stare at my own board rather than going to my opponents and all that. He's got crits. Okay, he's only got medics. Bro, if I had an airstrike, I could completely f him up. He's going straight for top path behemoths. Thank God I got M1B tanks. Advertising inbound. If you want to learn how to use this beautiful, hot, juicy tank, if only someone made a video about it. If only someone made a video that was called, like, how to actually use behemoth or something. I don't know, just a suggestion. And, hey, this is proof. Again, I was on about how bottom path's really good. Well, hello. I'm correct once again, as per usual, as I usually am. Also, another thing, since they did do changes to him, for what I'm going to do with all those videos from now on, if there are changes to them, I will always, in the pinned comment and description, just put those changes in. And if they actually affect the tower or not in any meaningful way. Why is he doing that? Stop doing that. You know what, actually? Okay, while I'm at a quick tip for PvP. This is the leaderboard. The leaderboard shows you the money of both you and your enemy combatant, okay? Now, the thing is, if you see that money going up by, like, the millions, expect to be railed, okay? Expect to see every single boss just pull up to your crib, all right? Fully embrace the fact that that's going to happen and prepare for it. Anyway, now that my defense is actually completely solidly made, I am going to practice what I preach, and I'm actually going to start getting the shield defenses I was on about. Now, you can just spam as many of these as you want, set them to random, and any fodder, well, there's no issues anymore. You've completely solved the issue. If two bottom path... I think a lot of people know this, but just in case you don't, if two bottom path shields are in range of one another, they'll heal each other. So you've essentially extended their lifespan. He's saving up a lot. That is 1.5 million. I'm kind of worried about that. Oh yeah, his Endbringers. Well, since my refractors are so goddamn far away, they're just gonna throw their Mjolnirs at, well, useless Grenadiers. I'm kind of expecting a push. I'm going all in on defense. Yeah, he's got 1.7 million. 1.8 now. God damn it, I'm playing against someone intellectual. It's like matchmaking works sometimes. I don't ever want to go against Yuukl ever again, man. I went against Yuukl twice. There's something wrong with that guy. He's not human. I'm telling you right now. He's not of origin of this planet. Fear him. Actually fear him. I asked the man, right? I asked him, have you lost a single match of PvP since it's released to the public? You know what he turned around and said to me? Only lost one to a bug. Yeah, so I lost that match. And the matchmaking was like, oh, that's great. Again! So I had to fight him again. And you'll never guess what happened. That's right. I got my ass beat for a second time. Did he send the Captain Slime? Okay, well that was a bit pointless, wasn't it? The f was that for? The hell was the point of that? Someone literally made a comment on my Behemoth video that, like, earlier today, actually. And they were on about how, like, you know, if you max all your 6 top path Behemoths once every, like, 18 seconds or something like that, you can effectively have a constant stream of Behemoths that will always be spawning in. And that's pretty neat. That's also pretty true. Truth nuke. What the fuck? Bro, he's saving up 3 million. I'm not a fan of that. I'm truly not a fan of that. I'm getting a bit spooked here. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Because if I lose on camera, that's a generational aura debt. Captain Slime. Okay, here's Captain Slime. And he sent his own Captain Slime. Bro, he's fucking useless. He doesn't do... Anyway, I've set his resistance to 15%. Well, I mean... all the fodder's dead. So... Oh, here we go. Here's the actual buff. Okay. Alright, well, I guess my DPS is just that high or so. What the fuck is going on? Bro, what is this guy's strat? You send like a f***ing alpha predator now. You don't send... All right, f this guy. Mark 1. Mark 1. Go. All right, and then we're going to auto-queue B-tanks, and I'm going to have the enemy speed boost completely ready. Look, okay, right, here's Breacher. These guys are Oh, that's not a problem. Yep, we're all good. Terrific. All right, okay. No, that is terrific. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Yeah, look, see this? He's wasted. He would never do that attack if there wasn't any towers nearby for him to do that. He's going to do the rocket attack. Wasted most of those on the Grenadiers. Nice. And he's going to do that attack as well, which he would not do. By now, he'd just be completely walking straight to the exit. Sending 2 Mark IIs, bro, it's not going to be enough, man. He's going to keep sending Mark IIs, but they're so goddamn slow, I should be fine. I'm going to max out more of those. EO2s are coming in, actually. How's my push doing? Okay, my push is working. My push is working. He's struggling on spawns. If only he had Grenadier. Oh my god. If only he had Grenadier. He's fucked. He's completely fucked. First Mark II's going down. Oh my god, he's fucking dead. He didn't even get a second phase. Holy shit. Alright, terrific. Behemoths are pushing up. His bot tanks are pushing in. Doesn't fucking matter. I've got too much DPS. The 2 Mark IIs are pushing up. The bot tanks have killed all of his tanks. He's completely relied on them for DPS. The Mark 1Cs are completely shredding his goal. It's over. It's wraps. It's seen it. Speed boost. Alright, we're going to completely queue more Mark 1Cs. It's over. It's over. I've won. His double Mark 2 push completely obliterated. Because you know what? He's spending too much time fighting the Grenadiers, which are practically f***ing infinite health. The 3rd Mark II's coming in. It's just not going to be enough. Because my 2 Mark Cs, they're still pushing forward. Bait is still pushing forward. His behemoths are useless. They're being completely decimated by the bot tanks. These breaches, 50% golden resistance. His refractors can't do shit against that. 3rd Mark 1C coming in. Completely untouched, both of them. And then we're going to queue more bot tanks. I forgot I sent another Mark 1C. My side of the map, everything's been completely wiped out. We're all good. Grenadier, the GOAT! The fucking GOAT! Has kept me alive. Doesn't matter. Shield Tower will keep that alive. And it's wraps. It's wraps for him. His medics are down. His last refractor is about to be going down. It's just not enough. It's just not enough. It's over for him. They're doing too much. He hasn't got any bait for them. He's not being distracted. Except for that attack, but that's long range. Was that the 4th Mark II down? Fuck. Absolute massacre. Another Mark II coming in. It doesn't matter. It's not enough. Asus engineers pushing in. For me, that's not going to be a problem. I can melt him. He's going to be too focused on dealing DPS to these guys. But it doesn't matter. He's going to be struggling with him because he's not dealing with him. First Mark 1Cs fully making it to the front lines. We're going to pop another speed boost. It's over. It's wraps. Another... Oh, Captain Slime. The f*** is he going to do? Aces Engineer. Alright, have I lost anything of value? Nope. Still got 13 refractors. Still got 6 behemoths. He's wasting all of his attacks on Grenadiers. Nice. He's dead. Actually, he's got the next phase, right? Where's the thing? I don't know. Anyway, how's he doing? Oh, it's wraps. It's wraps. It's never been more wraps. The bot tanks are pushing up. There's 4 Mark 1Cs on the field. There's an Aces Engineer. It's over. He's sold everything. He's given up. Grenadier. Grenadier. Grenadier, if you can hear me, please save me. That's what he didn't have. On my soul, he would have survived this if he had Grenadier. Anyway, that's a GG. By the way, this guy's f***ing OP as shit. He's like infinitely better than Alpha Predator if you could spam the shit out of him. GG's in the chat. Hey, if you're watching this, you actually did put up a good fight. You tried good strategies, but unfortunately, it wasn't enough because I've played this shit non-stop for 4 days. Anyway, that's Grenadier. Look, like even right now, these EO2s, what they usually do is they completely sprint up to the front lines. They creep up to your defense. But nah, they have to chew through these Grenadiers first. And these 2 shields are constantly giving them independent single shield and healing them. And they're stunning them. It's too good. Grenadier is an absolute must-have from the start to the finish of the game. I have footage of me going against Yuukl twice. And in both instances, he had Grenadier to not only shut down my mage rush, but also to completely stun and stall out the final rush that we both did. This guide, on my soul, it is Yuukl approved. The f***ing guy who's actually a god at this game. Okay, mind you. Terrific video. I'm going to put this like rant at the end of the video about a new washing machine. It's like 4 minutes long. There's nothing special in that. It's just that. All right, terrific. Thank you. You're all amazing and great. And I hope these videos help. I actually do, because the community. There's some people that are completely missing out on some things and are completely missing out on crucial learning in TDX. But it's okay. Terrific.
Bro, my fucking okay. I can't wash my clothes. I'm running on like the final fucking pair of actual clothes that are wearable right now. Our washing machine, right? The previous one, it just started shredding clothes. So it happened like twice, and then we were like, all right, fuck it, we're getting a new washing machine. So, new washing machine comes in like yesterday or some shit. Broken. As in, like, there were like dents in it at the bottom, so it wouldn't actually be sat on the surface properly. And the thing spins, so being in equilibrium is kind of a crucial part to having your washing machine last longer than, I don't know, say 4 minutes. And then so they had a struggle going back and forth where it's like you go to the company and they're like, hello, oh sorry, we outsourced it. You gotta go to the outsourced people and talk to them, and then you go over to them, right? And then they're like, yo, that's just not our division. We outsource it as well, we then get the delivery company to do it for us, right? You go talk to them, you'll never guess what happens, right? They pick up, hello, yes, we outsource contractors. You need to call this number to get problem fixed, yeah? So then eventually they actually did it. They actually got the fuck ass washing machine out of here back to, I want to say it's Curry's PC World. I don't know. All right. Lovely. Next one comes in, right? It's here. Oh, big black box. I love big black things. It's here. You open it up. That's me undoing the Velcro because I'm fucking sat in front of it right now while everyone's out shopping. Oh, that's a bit of a spoiler. Anyway, is this bitch gonna open? All right, well, apparently it's fucking Thor's Mjolnir hammer, and I'm not worthy enough. Anyway, you open it up, and in, like, the part that separates the washing machine drum from the door, like, there's that little intermission, which I'm going to call a decontamination chamber, right? There's water and stains of obvious usage. Now, that's really weird, because we bought this bitch brand new, okay? So, they're now back at the place, trying to sort this out again. I'm running out of clothes. It's hot as fucking hell. I'm pissed. Anyway. End transmission. Yeah, no, I'm oh my god. And here's the topping. I'm looking at the dial. Let's have a look here. Let's have a look at these settings. Night wash, drum clean mix. Ooh, very nice, very nice. Smart AI. Who the fuck needs AI for a washing? What the fuck is it gonna learn from that? What kind of valuable information are you gonna sell to a company? Hey guys, get a load of this. This guy, full polyester, right? You see this house here? You want to sell him polyester shit, all right, gentlemen? All right, pay up now for that valuable information. What is the point of that? Remote? What kind of lazy fucking cunt puts their clothes in the washing machine? The apparatus is in front of them, right? And then they're like, I think I'm just gonna go upstairs now, yeah? And I'm gonna use my phone instead of pushing the buttons and the dial in front of me. That's stupid as hell now I'm thinking about it. The clothes are already in there. The washing liquid and deterrent is already in there. What? Bro, I'm losing my shit looking at these favorites. A favorite button? I really like this spin cycle. Favorite. Who is doing that? Who the fuck is doing that? Oh my god. I'm losing my shit. I'm losing my shit, bro. This is rage bait to look at. This whole thing is rage bait to look at. What do you mean anti-crease? How does that work? How what kind of space-time continuum did they bend to get anti-crease in a washing machine? The thing. Oh my god, I'm gonna get an aneurysm. Holy shit, this voice is 4 minutes long. I'm so sorry. Hey, this is just like a. I have no clean clothes. It is pissing me off now. Anyway.